Alright, this one looks absolutely incredible. Road to Vostok has recently been announced, and by recently I mean the 14th of February, and I'm only just getting around to covering it now and diving in to Road to Vostok and finding out what exactly it is. I thought, what better way to answer that question than doing it with you guys? So that's what we're going to do today. Of course, if you enjoy open world or survival games, or both, then maybe stick around here. Maybe subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy that genre. And of course, if you enjoy this video, consider leaving a like rating. It helps me immensely, and I do really appreciate it. Okay, so no more waffling, let's get right into it and find out what exactly is Road to Vostok. Road to Vostok is a hardcore single-player survival game set in a post-apocalyptic border zone between Finland and Russia. It is currently being built on Unity engine by one person, and that's been going on for just over 2 years now. And as of typing this script, we have 2 devlogs for us to sort of get excited about. The first being a 30-minute long video packed with incredible amounts of information, and this one almost sets the scene for the game. And the second is around the 10-minute mark, showing what has been done since the first devlog came out in February. And I'd like to add that you should totally watch both of these and support the creator. And you can find both of the videos linked in the description, as well as a link to the Road to Vostok official website. So yeah, let's talk survival, and I'm going to start referring to Road to Vostok as Vostok from here on out because it's getting a little bit too much. But yes, Vostok does not take survival lightly. As we've already heard, it will be a hardcore survival game, which means it will feature over 20 medical conditions, tactical weapon handling, realistic weapon mechanics, advanced survival systems, hostile NPCs and permadeath elements, and an in-depth character simulation. All of that sounds great, but to me, a survival game needs to have that one thing we all love, and that is looting and scavenging. So let's move on to that. So you'll be able to find weapons, tools, consumables, medical items, and so much more. But as well as looting various items, you'll have to craft over what is being described as hundreds of unique items based on real-world parameters and progressive loot tiers. Now, loot tiers are something you find in a game like 𝙬𝙤. Pretty much, the deeper you go into the map, or the harder the area is, the better the loot will appear. So to me, it will sound like Vostok will have a very similar feature, which is absolutely great. I love the feature. I really do enjoy the fact that you have to start on the coast in 𝙬𝙤, and you may be lucky if you find a BK-18 or a couple of pistols. But by the time you get to 𝙬𝙤, you're really looking for those SKSs or AKs. And it's that progression that really entices me with survival games and always brings me back to them. But yeah, speaking of items and loot, there is also going to be traders. Traders can also be used for services like medical care or weapon maintenance, not just buying and selling some of the items you find in the game. Right, so that's a brief overview of a few of the survival features like looting, items, and trading. But let's now move on to the world of Vostok, or should I actually say multiple worlds, and what we're going to find in those worlds. Well, Vostok will have the classic when it comes to in-game events. I'll give you a couple of seconds here to think about what I'm going to say next. Alright, yes, it's helicopter crash sites and airdrops, but also events that involve AI like ambushes and trading events. The latter, I'm guessing, will be similar to Escape from Tarkov, but I'm not quite sure yet. As well as that, there'll also be the more physical events. There's going to be things like randomized weather events and heavy rain and thunderstorms to make your life just that much more difficult because it isn't already difficult enough somehow. But when I mentioned multiple worlds, it's because a world is split into multiple maps, which are based on real-world areas. These maps will be connected to each other with border points, and you'll have to cross them in order to reach the next map or the next area you want to go to. But Vostok is the big boy, the one you want to get to. But before I jump into Vostok, each map will have differing difficulties in the form of NPC AI. And the harder the area you enter, the better the loot. Pretty much something we've spoken about already. Now, there are going to be safe zones or shelters for you to use, and you'll use these safe zones to save your game. And these are being described as always available, varying in size, and of course varying in customization. But okay, let's jump back now to Vostok, because this is where it gets really interesting. It's the most dangerous of zones. Once you enter, or should I say cross into Vostok, you've entered the permadeath zone. And this goes without saying really, but here if you die you lose all of your items. But here is the really sick twist. Even the items in your shelter you will lose. As well as that, also in your save files. I'm not quite sure what this means. I'll hopefully be able to clarify it in a comment down below, but it does also say you'll lose your items even if they're in your shelter or save files. But yes, like I said, hopefully I can get some more information on that and I'll cover it. But yeah, that pretty much does cover what Road to Vostok is, or at least quite quickly because I don't like to drag these videos out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can all agree that Vostok looks and sounds incredible. Both incredibly hard, but also incredibly cool. And this is definitely a game I'll be covering a lot on the channel during the production of it. And if you want to keep up to date with that, then I definitely recommend you subscribing to the channel and having that bell notification active so you never miss a future upload. But with that being said, do take care, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Okay, bye bye.